Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got some brand new dragons coming out to the game. I guess there's support for like Albion, but some of these even look like layer support. Remember that like dark, support archetype where you can like tribute your opponent stuff. But anyways, let's go and check them out and see if they're any good. This is my first time checking them out as well. So the first one, I guess is, I don't know if it's a new archetype. I guess it's called Byssted. So starting right off, we have Byssted Magnum. So this is the artwork on this card. It looks like it's got 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense points. It's going to be a dark dragon level 6. So new boss dragons, I guess. So it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First part of the effect is you can target one light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. Oh, okay, that's a pretty interesting effect, just being able to get out the card. Okay, here's the effect. If this card is special summon, you can activate this effect. Add one dragon monster from your deck to your deck or graveyard to your hand during the end phase of this turn, except for Byssted Magnum. Okay, I was hoping like it would be able to like, negate or like destroy or something, but the fact that you can bring it down, I guess you wait. And then you get something, I mean, it's okay. All right, next up we have the Byssted CA. So this is a dragon effect, dark, level 6, 2,500 attack, and 2,000 defense points. And it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is you can target one light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. Second part of the effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send one Byssted monster except for Byssted CA or one branded spell/trap from your deck to the graveyard. Okay. Next up we have the Byssted Druid Worm, which is the dragon effect, dark, level 6, 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense points. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First part of it says you can target a light or dark monster in either graveyard and banish it, and if you do, summon this card from your hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. I mean, still being able to just banish something out of your opponent's grave can disrupt some plays. Second part is, though, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to target one opponent's special monster and send it to the graveyard. Oh, okay. It has to be sent from the field to the grave. I wish it was sent from the deck to the graveyard or like hand. Like, oh man, this would be so good. I do like the effect where it's like either graveyard. It still kind of has some sort of disruption play, but your opponent has a setup for it. If they know you're playing this deck, they're just gonna not allow you to go for it. But I mean, the requirements are pretty easy. Your opponent just has to have a monster, right? Next up, though, we have the Byssted Lubellion. Okay, so this is a dragon special summon effect, light, level 8, 2,500 attack, 3,000 defense points. It says it cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summon from your hand or graveyard by tributing one level 6 or higher dark dragon monster. So basically all of them. And then you can only special summon the Byssted Lubellions once per turn this way. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. I wish this was a quick effect though, but nonetheless, the first part of it says you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to add one Byssted monster from your deck to your hand except for itself. Okay, well that's pretty good considering you can summon it from the graveyard as well, and you can just dump to add whatever one you want. This is actually looking pretty good. Second part is during your main phase, you can place one branded continuous spell/trap from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone. The next card, okay, this is the level 10. This is the boss monster, right? The new Byssted Albalos. Okay, so it's a dragon special summon effect, light, level 12. Oh, okay, I just read this as like, for some reason it's 10. So it's a light, level 12, 3,500 attack, 3,500 defense points, and it cannot be normal summoned. Must be or set. It must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by tributing 2 Byssted monsters. When you control this card, summon this way, negate the effects of all ritual fusion, synchro exceeds, and link monsters on the field. I mean, that's a pretty good effect. That's a pretty big boss monster effect. The second part is this face-up card you control leaves the field by an opponent's effect. You can banish all face-down cards in each player's extra deck face up until your opponent's end phase. Okay, that could prove pretty interesting. I don't know if someone's gonna somehow make it so you can like Grand Maju easy, because it's each player's extra deck, some sort of like Grand Maju easy, like what is it, Eater of Millions. Like you can maybe do some weird stuff with this. It's potentially like got good banish effects, and then maybe you can somehow like reset like the cards and banishes them all face down cards in the extra deck. So that's like everything. I wonder if you can. It says until your opponent's end phase. If there's somehow a way to skip the end phase, because it doesn't say next end phase, it's just the end phase. I don't know. Is there a way to permanently make it so your opponent loses out in the extract? That would be pretty insane. But like this effect already is pretty good, and considering it's easy to like search, and on top of that it's an easy summon requirement, it could be something to look out for. Next up though, we have Rebranded, which is a new continuous spell. It says you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Also, you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per chain. The first part is if a light and or dark monster is banished, you can target one of them, place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw one card. Wow, that's both players. So as soon as you summon a card, because your opponent just has to have a monster, that's easy. The second part of the effect is once per turn, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, you can target one Byssted monster graveyard and special summon. Oh, okay. So it's like you get a card, I get a card too. I mean, both effects are like once per turn, basically. Anyways, per chain though. Wait, hold on. So so the draw is once per turn. The other one is once per chain. Whew, I don't know. This could be pretty dang good. This is actually insane. Okay, now we're looking at like pretty busted stuff, it seems like. Next up, we have the Branded Beast. So this is a new continuous trap that says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is once per turn during the main phase, if you control a Byssted monster, you contribute one dragon monster, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. Okay. Second part is during the end phase, you can target one branded continuous special trap in your graveyard, place it face up on your field. Okay, so this whole new archetype is actually looking pretty good. We already have like a pretty decent boss monster effect. Obviously, it just stops out pretty much most of the like good, stronger monsters in the metagame of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, it's looking like it's a pretty stable archetype so far. This like the first one, because it stops links, ritual fusion. It's basically anything other than like effect monsters, but most decks, they have access to very powerful monsters already. Like for example, dinos, you make this like whatever. But there are certain archetypes in decks where like they just lose. All of them. It is on the field though, so people may resolve things off the board, but it's still, I mean, the summon condition, again, it's easy. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the new Byssted archetype down below in the comment section below. But thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here and you don't want to miss out when we cover more of the Byssted, if they come out with more, I'll let you guys know. But take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.